Good morning students, welcome to the social class. Today's topic is water. And as we all know that water is a renewable resource and very important resource for the human being. Earth is covered 71% with the water. But in the total volume of the water, we have 97.25% saline water. Means the water which is present in the ocean parts which is not fit for the human use. Only 2.7% of the fresh water is available for us. In the 2.7% also, 1.7% present in the form of ice sheets and glaciers, which are in the inaccessible places for the human beings, like in the Antarctica region, Greenland and mountainous areas. So, human beings can't able to utilize that fresh water. Remaining only 1% we have fresh water which is fit for the human use. So, in this blue planet or the water planet, we have only 1% of the water for our regular usage. That's why it is very precious and there is no new water on the earth. The same water from the millions of years rotating from the land to ocean, ocean to land through the process of water cycle.
Water cycle. It is a process of circulating water from oceans to ocean. Here is the process. Due to the heat from the oceans and the land, water vapor evaporate and through the process of condensation, it becomes like clouds. Again through the process of precipitation, the changed water vapor reach the land and oceans. Through this, we can understand that there is no new water in the nature. The same water is circulating.
We already came to know that fresh water is only 1% available in the nature. That too in the form of rivers, lakes, groundwater and water vapor present in the atmosphere. But water is useful in many ways for us and we can't imagine our life without the water. So water is that much of precious to us. But there are some threats to the water. Increasing population, urbanization, demand for food and cash crops, drying up the water due to the heavy heat, these are all problems to the fresh water. So day by day population is increasing and their demands are increasing. The cities are grown up. So there is no sufficient water for the people's demand. And because of the greenhouse effect, the heat is increasing on the earth. Because of the overheat, the lakes, ponds and the fresh water areas are drying up. So this is very dangerous and it creates a lot of destruction on the earth. Even though water is a renewable resource, water problem is there all over the world. It is not the problem of any one country. It is the problem of the world. So many countries on the globe are facing the problem of shortage of fresh water.
Water problem across the globe. Here we can observe the different countries and continents which are facing water problem. The first one is most part of the Africa, West Asia, South Asia, parts of Western USA, Northwest Mexico, parts of South America, and entire Australia.
What are the reasons for shortage of the fresh water? So we can roughly draw few reasons for the shortage of fresh water on the earth. The first one is climatic zones. The place of the land or the area on the earth is responsible for the fresh water in that location. For example, we have tropical, subtropical, temperate and Arctic or Antarctic zones. So where the precipitation is changed from the place to place. What is the precipitation? When the temperatures are more on the earth's surface from the land and the ocean parts, water vapor through the process of evaporation it went to the heights. There through the process of condensation it joined with the water droplets and forms the clouds. So during this process when it becomes very cool and heavy due to the gravitational force of the earth it pulled down by the earth in which type it will fall on the earth is based on the climatic conditions. In some regions it is in the form of the snow, some regions maybe it is in the form of hail. So based on the climatic conditions, the precipitations may changes. Next, contamination. Contamination means over misuse of the water bodies by the human beings. Under this point, we can cover a lot of things.
Contamination of water bodies by humans. Discharge of untreated or partially treated sewage, agricultural chemicals, and industrial effluents in water bodies are major contaminants. They pollute water bodies with nitrate, metals, and pesticides. Most of these chemicals are non-biodegradable, means which cannot mix in soil and remains as pollutant.
It is our responsibility to conserve the water. There are some conservation methods to protect the water and to save the water. Those are afforestation, water harvesting, drip irrigation, sprinkler irrigation. By using all these things, we can conserve the water and we can protect the water.
Conservation of water resource. Increase the forest area by afforestation and other vegetation, which leads to increase the level of underground water because the plants made the soil absorb the water or caught the water till it reaches the ground. The second method is water harvesting, means collecting the rainwater and stored for future use is called water harvesting. Here you can observe that pipes are placed from roof to bottom. Through these, water reaches the underground tank. Next one is canal lining. Through the technique of canal lining, canals has to lined properly to avoid the leakage of the water through the small holes which called as seepage. The next method to conserve the water is drip irrigation or trickle irrigation. In high evaporation areas, drip or trickle irrigation can save the water. It is a micro irrigation system that has the potential to save water and nutrients by allowing water to drip slowly to the roots of the plant. The next type of conserving water is sprinkler irrigation. Sprinkling is the method of applying water to the soil surface in the form of a spray which is somewhat similar to rain. It is an effective irrigation system, and rotating sprinkler head systems are commonly used for sprinkler irrigation. So by using all these methods, we can conserve the water.